Welcome to this solution video and thank you for clicking on that thumbnail. This video is an edited version of my earlier videos, so some places on some questions you will see the quality of audio is not this good. So I apologize for that, but I have combined all the videos in one for you. Let me do question number 1. The quality of this one was not good in the original video, so I'm redoing it. A binary operation is defined as the set of real numbers. By x delta y is this, find the identity element. Identity element, what is identity element? First of all, we should know this. So 7 times 1 is 7, right? There is no change with 7 if I multiply by 1. So 1 becomes the identity element of multiplication. Similarly, 7 plus 0 is 7. No change with 7. So 0 becomes the identity element for plus. That means if I write x delta y, I should get same x or y for that matter. It does not matter because x and y, if I interchange their places, doesn't make any difference in the whole situation. So I'll take it as x. So x plus y plus 10 is equal to x. So if I isolate y here, it becomes x, which is already here, minus x from here and minus 10. They cancel out, and that's why we get y equal to negative 10. So negative 10 is the identity element which will not make any difference to the other part. If I even write x equal to minus 10, that is also right. So you will get y as y and x as x if any one of them is minus 10. Let's talk about B. They're saying inverse. So just like identity, we should understand first what is inverse. So inverse of multiplication, say 3 times 1 over 3, yeah, is 1. So 1 third, the reciprocal of 3 is inverse of 3, right? Similarly, tan inverse is inverse of tan. So we can cancel that and it comes out to be theta. Similarly, we can write log 10 to the power, okay, log 10. So base 10 and this 10 both cancel out and answer is 1. So inverse is the one which is opposite of the original. So we can see that we get an identity element, a unit element, when we apply an inverse to a variable. So that's what we are going to do here. So let's write x delta x inverse this time. This inverse will give us an identity element, and in this case the identity element was how much? We got negative 10. And this will help us to find x inverse, and then we will apply 3 and negative 5 to get their inverses. So x plus x inverse, so not x, yeah, x inverse plus 10 is equal to negative 10. X plus, rather let's write x inverse and bring this x and 10 to the other side. Negative 10, negative x, negative 10. X inverse is negative 20 minus x. And now we can find the inverses. So inverse of 3. So inverse, let me write 3 and inverse, okay, not minus 1. 3 to the power minus 1 will give us wrong signal. Minus 20 minus 3. So minus 23. Similarly, negative 5 inverse will be negative 20 minus negative 5. And that comes out to be negative 15. Yeah, negative 15. Question number 2. Evaluate this integration. This is a very straightforward integration. When we have a single denominator but multiple numerators, separate them. That will help you. So 2 here, 4 here, x cube over x square dx separated, plus 2 to 4, 3 over x square dx. And now we can integrate them. This x square and cube cancel, we are left with only x here. So we will be left with 0 to 4 x dx only. Here it will be 0 to 4, not 0 to 4, it's 2 to the 4. 3 remains 3, but x to the power 2, I can bring it up, make it a numerator by changing the sign of the exponent, which is minus 2 in this case. And we will integrate them now. So integration of x is square over 2. Here minus 2 will go up by 1. So plus 3 minus 2 goes up by 1. And similarly, we divide by the same exponent we just got, minus 2 plus 1. And it is from 2 to 4. And plus c was also there. So substitute 4 first. So 4 square over 2 minus y, because minus 2 plus 1 is negative 1, and this plus will become negative. Okay, so minus 3 4 to the power, and minus 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Divided by negative 1 has already affected this negative, so I'm not writing this denominator anymore. Plus c minus, let's substitute 2 now. 2 square over 2 plus, no, not plus, minus again. Minus 3 2 to the power minus 1, yeah, and plus c. So first thing first, we should cancel c. 4 square is 16, divided by 2 is 8, minus, and this is negative exponent, so it will become positive by going down, so it becomes negative 3 over 4, minus, this cancels with this, so 2, and plus now, this negative and this negative makes it plus, and we get 3 over 2. So 8 minus 2 is 6, and 3 over 2 minus 3 over 4 will be 3 over 4. 6 whole 3/4. We want to combine them, so it will be 24 times 27 over 4. This is the evaluation of the given integration.
This is question number 3 of Wassce 2020 Elective Math. In this, they say that there are two functions. First function is this. Fx is such that it is x squared minus 1. Basically, this is a quadratic function. And the second one is x plus 2, which is a linear function. Right? But they ask a very simple question that is saying, what is f of g at x equal to minus 2? That's what we read it. F of g and at minus 2 value of x, right? So first thing we should do here is that we write it like this. Basically, f will be a function of g of minus 2. So let's evaluate this part first, right? G minus 2, which is, this is the function, right? So it will be minus 2 plus 2. In place of x, I put minus 2. That becomes 0. So basically, the question now becomes f0. And now we can plug it in the function f, which is this x squared minus 1. So it will be 0 squared minus 1. Answer is minus 1. Now this is the B part, which says a bus has 6 seats and 8 passengers. So we have 6 seats and we have 8 passengers. In how many ways can the bus be filled? So there are 2 ways of doing it. Let me get it both ways. The first one is the first seat. There are 8 people can sit on this, right? But only one person takes up this one. So the next one is available for 7. Yes. Now one person has taken here. Now 6 people are left for the next one, and 5, and 4, and 3. If I multiply these, all the numbers, that comes out to be 20,160. And there is a shortcut also. So what will we do? Let's draw the situation right now. So there are 6 places. Maybe there's a driver here. So now these 6 places are to be filled with 8 passengers. Suppose Kofi is a person out of those 8 passengers and he occupies this seat. Now, if a Kofi is not here, he sits here, is that a different situation? See, they're saying in how many ways can the bus be filled? So, if Kofi is sitting here and Kofi is sitting here, is that a different way or same way? It is a different way, right? So, that means the order in which they sit is important. And whenever order is important, we say there are 8 candidates. We have to select any 6 out of them to sit here, and that will be your answer, which is 8 factorial, or you can use a calculator as well. So I will do it 8 factorial divided by 8 minus 6, 2 factorial. And that comes out to be 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3, which is 20,160. This is the solution of question number 4, Wassce 2020 Elective Math. It says that express this particular expression in partial fractions. So for partial fractions, first we factor the denominator, and this is the identity we will use for factoring. X squared is a perfect square, 16 is a perfect square, so we can write this as x plus 4, x minus 4 as factors. Okay? And now we will assume this a over x plus 4, the first factor, plus b over x minus 4, the second factor. And we have to find the values of a and b. To find that, we should first merge these two parts. So 1 over x plus 4, x minus 4 equal, and now for merging, we have to multiply, we have to give them same LCM. So we'll do what? X plus 4 multiplied here, x plus 4 multiplied up, x minus 4 multiplied up, x minus 4 multiplied below. So now they have same denominator, you can see. So we will write that denominator here. And we will expand the numerator. Ax minus 4 plus b. Actually, we did not expand it, we just wrote it together. Right. So now, to find the values of a and b, we have to assume so that one of the brackets, these brackets become 0. So let's assume x equal to 4. Since the denominator of both sides are same, we can cancel them out. So 1 equal to a, we have assumed 4, so 4 minus 4 plus b, 4 plus 4. So that was the purpose. So that this becomes 0, 1 becomes 8b, 4 plus 4 is 8. So b will be 1 over 8. Now, similarly, we'll assume x equal to minus 4 this time. So 1 equal to a minus 4 plus b minus 4 plus 4. This becomes 0. So 1 equal to minus 8a, and a becomes minus 1 over 8. So the final answer for this particular question will be 1 over x squared minus 16 is actually minus 1 over 8x plus 4 plus 1 over 8x minus 4.
Question 5 says that the 10 eggs are picked randomly without replacement from a lot containing 20% defective eggs. So 20% defective eggs means that the probability of any defective egg in that lot will be 0.20. 2. Okay. Find the probability that there are at least 4 defective eggs. So, probability that defectives are more than or equal to 4. That's what it means. At least 4 defective eggs. That's what it means, right? 4 or 5 or 6. So we can write this as probability of 4, or probability of defective being 5, or so on till all of them are defective. All the probabilities added will be get this. Now they said without replacement. Okay. Normally when they say without replacement, the probability changes. But in this case, because the lot is, how big is the lot, we don't know. That means the defective probability of defective eggs will remain 0.2 throughout. It will not change even though it is without replacement, right? So here where I want to find the probability of defectives equal to or more than 4, instead of counting how many 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cases, right? Let's do what? Let's write it as 1 minus probability that none of them is defective, or probability that only one is defective, or probability that 2 are defectives, and 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 10 are here. So I am subtracting the remaining ones 0, 1, 2 and 3 from the probability of 1, because the sum of all the probabilities will be 1, and it will be easier to find these 4. And that's what I'm going to do now. And I'm going to use binomial probability in this, right? Because the probability remains same and we have a fixed number of 10 selections. Okay. So because 10 eggs were selected, so we can use binomial probability. So it will be 1 minus P0, probability that none of them is defective. We will write 10C0, none of them is defective. That means the probability of defective will be 0, but the probability of the good ones will be 10, means exponent will be 10. All of them are good, none of them is defective. Next, there is one defective, so power 1, and good ones are 9. Similarly, for 2, it will be 10C2, 0. To the power 2 and 0.8, which are good ones, 8. Then 10C3, 0.2, 0.8 to the power, how much? This was 3, so this will be 7. Basically, the sum must be 10 because we selected 10, and the defective ones which are here, we are selecting which 3 are defective, we don't know. That's why we write 10C3, and remaining this 0.8 I got by 1 minus 0.2 equal to 0.8. That's how we got the probability of good eggs. Alright, so now let's put this in our calculators and we'll get it. By the time I do this, I would request you to like this video by clicking on that thumbs up icon and subscribe to my channel. When I use this in my calculator, I got 0.10737. For 1 defective and 9 good ones, I got 0.26843. This one 0.30199, and this one is 0.20132. And if all of them are added, we get 0.87912. 87912, and finally we get 0.12088, and if we want to round it off, did they say any? No, they have not. So we can write it 0.1209, 4 decimal places.
In this video, I'm going to solve this question number 6 of Wassce Elective Math 2020 exam. And it says that the bag has 10 black and 5 yellow balls. So there are just 2 options, so it makes our job easy. 2 balls are picked. So I think drawing a tree diagram will be easy. So if I pick first ball, this is the first ball, it will be either black or yellow, right? So now, what is the probability that the ball will be black? There are total 15 balls and 10 are black, so 10 over 15. So what is the probability to be yellow? 5 over 15. Always make sure that the sum of the 2 branches should be equal to 1. So next one, second ball picked up. So second ball. It will be either black or yellow. But now in this branch, because there were 10 black balls, and in this branch we have confirmed that the first ball was black. So we are left with 9 black balls and total 14, because they said without replacement. They don't put back the ball. So since the sum should be 1, this should be 5 over 14, because 5 yellow balls are still there. Now let's do here. Because the first ball is yellow in this branch, we will be left with just 4 out of 14. But 10 black balls are still there, so the probability of black balls will be 10 over 14. And now this tree diagram makes our job easy. How? They say, what is the probability that, calculate that the balls are both black. They say probability, okay? Both are black. So we know this is black ball and again a black ball. This is the branch that talks about both are black balls. So answer of A will be 10 over 15 is the first and 9 over 14 is the second. And now we can cancel if possible. Yes, we can. 9 over 21 is the probability. B, both are of same color. That means they are, in other words, they're asking both are black or both are yellow. That's what they're saying. So, which will be equal to P, both are black plus, because or, either this will happen or that will happen. They are mutually exclusive. They cannot happen together. So we will find the probability of yellow, because we already know this was 9 over 21 plus what is the probability of yellow and yellow? It will be 5 over 15 multiplied by 4 over 14. And this will be 3 here, this will be 2, 7. That comes out to be 2 over 21, and the total answer will be 9 plus 2, 11 out of 21. This is the probability that both balls are of same color. This is the solution of the question number 7 of Wassce 2020 Elective Math, paper 2. It says that there are 3 forces, F1, F2, and F3. They have given their bearings as well as magnitude. So if we draw them, 24 Newton is in 120-degree bearing. So this is north, and 120 will be somewhere here, and that is F1, which is 24 Newtons. Okay. This angle will be 30 degrees. Yeah, 90 plus 30 is 120. Next, F2 is 80 Newtons in 240. So we know this is 180. So if we go here 60 degrees more, we get 240 bearing. So this is 240. From here till here is 240. Always starts from north. Okay? So let's do the next part, which is, okay, let's label this one F2 and 18 Newtons. Okay? Next, F3 is 12 Newtons and 300 degrees bearing. So we know this line is 270 degrees from north. So we need 270 plus 30 more. So this will be 30 more. So it becomes 300 degrees bearing, and it is 12 newtons. And this is F3. Now we want to find the resultant force of these three forces. So what we do, the best way is that we resolve these forces into horizontal and vertical components. Let's start with F1. F1 will have one horizontal component here and vertical component in this direction. Yeah. So because the angle 30 degrees here, so cos theta will be here. So this will be 24 Newton cos 30 degrees. That's the rule. Wherever the component is making an angle with the force, that will be the cos. The other one will be sine. 24 sine 30 degrees. The second force F2 is making 60 degrees to this line, so this will be cos because the angle is here. So 18 cos 60 degrees will be the component of second force F2 downwards. Now there will be a component this way also, which will be 18 sine 60 degrees. All right. The third angle, third force is F3, which is 12 Newton, and angle is here. So cos will be here, 12 cos 30 degrees. And there will be an upwards component which will be 12 sine 30 degrees. So is this clear to you? Wherever is the angle being made with the component, that component will be cos of the force. All right. So we have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 components of 3 forces, right? Now what will we do? We will resolve the force in x direction, forces in x direction, and forces in y direction. And we'll see what is the resultant of those forces. So x is 24 cos 30. Let's take right as negative because there are 2 forces on the left side, so I'll take that as positive. So let's take 12 cos 30 as positive plus 18 sine 30 sine 60 is also positive, but this force 24 cos 30 is negative, so I will put it here 24 cos 30 degrees. Similarly, I will write Fy, which is the vertical component. Now we have 2 components downwards. So let's take them as positive. 24 sine 30 degrees plus 18 cos 60 degrees and minus, because 12 sine 30 is upwards, it will be minus sine 30. So there is no rule that you have to take this one positive, that one negative. I have taken it according to my convenience. Now I will use my calculator and try the values of these 2 forces. Okay, after using my calculators, I got the horizontal component 5.2 positive. Positive, I had taken positive in this direction, so that would be the direction of 5.2. The vertical came out with positive 15, so it is downwards because I took downwards as positive. Now let's draw them together. So I will draw 5.2 in this direction and 15.15 newtons in this direction. This will be the resultant, which will be the diagonal of the parallelogram. And we can use it because this is also 5.2. So we can use Pythagorean theorem to find the resultant vector, this one. So resultant vector's magnitude is square root of 5.2 square plus 15 square. This comes out to be 27.04 plus 225, which is 252.04 square root. And if I square that, it's come to 15.87 Newton. They asked only the magnitude in the question. But additionally, let's do something because we've come to this channel. Let's find the direction of the particular resultant. And we'll find this angle to find direction. And we can use 5.2 as 15 and tan theta to find the direction. Tan theta equal to 5.2 over 15. So theta becomes tan inverse 5.2 over 50, which is 19.12 degrees. And now we can easily write its pairing. So suppose this is 19.12 in this direction. So we will write 90, 180 plus 19.12, which will be 199.12 degrees. That's the direction of the resultant whose magnitude was asked.
Question 8. The vectors P, Q and R are mutually perpendicular. So like we have I, J and K, they are perpendicular, mutually perpendicular, I, J and K, right? Similarly, these P, Q, R are not I, J, K, they are not unit vectors, they are in some direction. Let me say it this way. So this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, one of them is P, one of them is Q, one of them is R. So we can't write them as unit vectors because the magnitude of I is 1, but magnitude of P is being asked. It is not 1, they are not unit vectors. So we have to treat them likely. If vector X is 3P plus 5Q plus 7R and Y is this, they are also perpendicular. Vector X and Y are perpendicular. That means whenever two vectors are perpendicular, their dot product is 0. Also P, Q, they are also perpendicular to each other, their dot product will be 0. And similarly Q, R is 0 and P, R dots products 0. All three, that's what they mean, because they are perpendicular to each other, their dot products is going to be 0. That means if I write 3P in place of X, I write 3P plus 5Q plus 7R dot 2P plus 3Q minus 5R. That dot product will be 0. And the dot product is distributed. That means each one of them will have dot product with each vector on the other bracket. So we will have here 3P dot 2P plus 3P dot 3Q. Similarly 3P dot negative 5R plus 5Q dot 2P plus 5Q dot 3Q plus 5Q dot minus 5R 7R dot 2P plus 7R dot 3Q plus 7R dot minus 5R, and that has to be equal to 0. We got that P dot Q, their scalar product or dot product is 0. So P and Q, this is going to be 0. Doesn't matter what is in front of them. As long as they are perpendicular to each other, their dot product is 0. Similarly, this is also dot product is 0. This is 0. This is not. This is 0. RP, RQ. So what are we left with? 3P dot 2P plus 5Q dot 3Q plus 7R dot minus 5R. That has to be equal to 0. Now, whenever we have same direction vectors and we have to find their dot product, this is what we do. Let me take this for example. 3 times 2, their magnitudes are multiplied because it's scalar product. So we just multiply the numbers. But P dot P will be absolute, means magnitude of P multiplied by magnitude of the second vector, which is also P, and the angle between them. What is the angle between P and P itself? 0 degrees. So cos 0 is 1. That's what we know. So it becomes equal to the square of their magnitudes. And that's what we're going to write here. So 3 times 2 is 6, and P dot P is absolute P squared, their magnitude squared. Similarly here it will be 15 Q square minus, not plus, minus 35 R square will be equal to 0. They have given the magnitude of Q, which is 3. So it is going to be 15 times 3 square. This is going to be 35 times square root 5.4 square equal to 0, and we do not know the magnitude of P which they are asking. So it will be 6 P square. Okay, 9. 3 square is 9 times 15, 135 minus, this is square root and square cancel, and 35 times 5.4 is 189. So 6 absolute P square. It's a simple equation now. 189 will be positive, but 135 will become negative when it goes to right. 6 P square is 54. Divide it by 6. Divide here by 6, so that this 6 goes. And what do we get here? We get absolute P square is equal to 9. Square root both sides. Absolute P has to be positive 3, not negative. When we square root a number, we write negative, but an absolute cannot be negative. So this is the answer. The magnitude of P is 3.
This is a solution of question 9A, Wassce 2020, paper 2, elective math. It says, if P plus 1x square plus 4px plus 2p plus 3 is equal to 0 has equal roots, find the integral value of P. Integral value means we can't have a decimal, we have to have a complete number. So if you notice, this is a quadratic expression of an equation, quadratic equation. And they have put these brackets to indicate to you that this is A, 4p is B, and this 2p plus 3, which has no x, is C. And we are aware for equal roots, B square minus 4AC has to be equal to 0. Right? So B is 4p square minus 4 times A is P plus 1 and C is 2p plus 3. This will give us another quadratic equation where we'll have only one variable P. In the previous one we have P and X both, and it's confirmed that they have equal roots. Equal roots are when, if I draw the graph of the function on the left side, it touches the x-axis and goes back. This is what gives us just one root or one solution of the equation, right? And this is the condition for that, b squared minus 4ac equals 0. So let's open up the brackets here. It becomes 16p squared minus 4, and let me expand these two first. So it will be 2p squared plus 3p plus 2p plus 3 equals to 0. And now let's open that bracket as well. Minus 8p squared minus 12p minus 8p minus 12 equal to 0. 16 minus 8 is 8. 8p square, minus 12 minus 8 will be minus 20p minus 12 equal to 0. We can simplify this quadratic by dividing each element by 4. That will make it pretty easier. So 2p square minus 5p minus 3 equal to 0. 2p square minus 6p plus p minus 3 equal to 0. 2p p minus 3 plus 1. So final notes we get factors rather. 2p plus 1 p minus 3 equal to 0. And this will give us 2p plus 1 equal to 0. P becomes minus 5. And this gives us p minus 3 equal to 0 equal to 3. This video is about the solution of question number 9b of Wassce 2020 Elective Math Paper 2. It says solve for x and y, and they have given us two equations. Okay, so let's try to convert them to simpler forms first. So I will take care of the first equation first. Since this has log, this has log, and this has log, shouldn't be a problem if we take care of this two and this two. So let's do it. Log x minus 1 as it is, but I can write it log y squared. This 2 goes and becomes exponent of the content of log equal to similarly log 3 squared. Now we will combine this log and this log so that both sides have log. So since they are adding, the contents will multiply. And the log 9 is for 9. Yep. Now both sides have log, we can ignore the logs. So we are left with x minus 1 y squared equal to 9. Let's see what second equation comes about. And it has no coefficient, so we can simply combine the logs. Log xy equal to log 6 and xy equal to 6 because both have logs, we can ignore logs. So y becomes x6 over x. Now substitute this in equation 1 here. X minus 1, y is 6 over x square equal to 9. And now we have to solve this equation. Hopefully we'll get the answer. So x minus 1 multiplied by 36 over x squared equal to 9. This is the cross multiplication, and x squared goes and multiplies with 9. So 36 multiplied with x minus 1, it becomes 36x minus 36 x squared multiplied with 9. And now let's rearrange everything to the right side. 9x squared minus 36x minus 36 equal to 0. To simplify this, we can divide by 9 all of them. So x squared minus 4x minus 4 equal to 0. I'm sorry, it's positive 36 here, right? Yes, it was 36. So that becomes 4. We know this is x minus 2 squared. So that gives us x equal to 2. Only one answer. And we will plug it in the equation here. Y equal to 6 over 2 is the x. Y is 3. In this video, I'm going to solve question number 10 of Wassce 2020 Elective Math Paper 2. It says that differentiate this expression with respect to x. Straightforward. So most of the people will use quotient rule in this. I want to challenge by using product rule in this. For that, I will change this to this format. Y equal to 3x is already a numerator. I will also make 1 over x squared a numerator by giving it an exponent of -1. And now I can use the product rule. What does product rule say? UV prime is U prime B plus B prime U. Yeah? So we'll use this. This is our U, this is B. So I want to do U prime B first. So 3x prime multiplied by B, which is 1 plus x squared minus 1 without any change, plus the differentiation of 1 plus x squared prime multiplied by U, 3x. Yeah? And now the differentiation of 3x is just 3. And since this is nothing done with this one, so I will keep it back where it was. Okay? Now, plus, now differentiation of this one will be, this is -1 already, so we'll bring that -1 in front, so that means the coefficient will become negative. Alright, so it becomes negative, so 1 plus x squared power -1 minus 1, which is -2. Further multiplied by differentiation of what is inside, which is 2x, and then we have given it 3x. So now 3 over 1 plus x squared minus, let's bring it as denominator, 1 plus x squared, and on top we have 6x squared. Now, we have to simplify this by combining the two parts. So, I will multiply this by 1 plus x squared more again. Why? Because I want to combine them, they must have same denominator. Now, this denominator and this denominator are exactly the same. So, I will expand the numerator of the first part first, 3 plus 3x squared minus 6x squared over 1 plus x squared, and finally that gives us 3 minus 3x squared okay, let's take 3 common here. This means 1 minus x squared left hand side and 1 plus x squared. If you would have used quotient rule in this, exactly same answer would be achieved. I just wanted to use a different method. In this video, I'm going to solve this question number 11 of Wassce 2020 Elective Math Paper 2. So it says that when terms of GP and AP are added, we get a new sequence. And the first 3 terms of that sequence are this. Only information they've given that GP has R equal to 2. So let's write some terms of GP. They're saying that the first term is same for AP as well as AP. So let's say it is A. Now the second term for GP will be A times 2. Third term will be A 2 squared and so on. The second term of AP is not known. And we have not been given any common difference or something, so we will write just A plus T. Third, A plus 2D, and so on. Now, if we add the first terms, we should get 3. That's what they're saying. The first term of the new sequence is 3. So that clearly gives us 2A equal to 3 and A, the first term, of 2 is 3 over 2. We got A. Now, second term of the new sequence they're saying is 7. So that gives us a new equation, which is 2a, which is this, plus a plus d equal to 7. So 3a and plus d equal to 7. In place of a, we can put this now. So 3 times 3 over 2 plus d equal to 7. Further, let's take to the other side. 7 minus 3 times 3 will be 9. 9 over 2. And d comes out to be 7 times 2, 14 minus 9. 5 over 2. That is d of AP. Let's confirm the third number. They have given us third also. There was no need, but they have given. Maybe they want us to check if our answers are correct. So we will do this one will be 4a plus this one, a plus 2d equal to 11. So 5a plus 2d equal to 11. And let's see, 5 times a was 3 over 2, plus 2 times d, which is 5 over 2, equal to 11. So 15 over 2 plus 10 over 2 equal to 11. And this comes out to be 4.5, which is not equal to 11. That means there is a problem with the question, and people who formed it did not take care much because it was not needed at all. Let's write the nth term. Okay, un will be the sum of the GP. GP is nth term, right? GP's nth term will be A. A is A over 2. And then R is this, n minus 1 plus AP. AP is A plus n minus 1. D is 5 over 2. And now let's try to simplify this. This 2 can make this one n minus 2. So this will be 3 to the power n minus 2 plus 3 over 2 plus 5 over 2 n minus 5 over 2. The final answer will be 3 to the power n minus 2 plus 5 over 2n minus 1. This is what we want to write.
Question 12. The probabilities that Golu, Kofi and Berry will win a competition are 1/3, 2/5. A competition. How can all of them win? Anyways, there is some problem with the language of the question. Find the probability that only 2 of them win the competition. Same competition? Okay, I know what they mean to say, but it's not practically possible that 2 people win the same competition. Alright, so only 2 of them. That means it's either Golu or Kofi. These 2 win, but Berry does not. It's also possible that Golu and Berry win, but Kofi does not. And it's also possible that Golu does not win, but Kofi and Berry win. And only one of these 3 conditions will happen, right? So we will just interpret them into their probabilities now. So probability of Golu winning is 1/3. And Kofi is also winning 2/5. But Berry is not winning, so B prime, which is not Berry, is 1 minus what is his probability of winning, which is half again. So half. Now this one, Golu is winning, Kofi is not winning, so 1 minus 2/5. is 3/5. And Berry is winning. Similarly here, Golu is not winning, so 1 minus 1/3 will be 2/3. So 2/3 multiplied by Coffee is winning, so 2/5, and Berry is also winning. So here, let me not simplify anything or cancel anything because it will make my job easier. So 2 divided by 15 times 2, 30. This is 3/30, and this will be 2 times 2, 4/30. Now they have same denominator, I can easily add them up, or whenever we have or, they are mutually exclusive cases, we add them. So 2/30 plus 3/30 plus 4/30 will be 9/30, and now we can simplify this, divided by 3. So the answer is 3/10. This is the probability that only 2 of them will win the competition, the third one will not. Question 13. Here they have given candidates, and A, B, C to J is the candidates, and they were awarded marks by 3 examiners. Examiner 1, 2 and 3, these are the marks awarded to them. Okay. Part A says calculate Spearman's rank correlation coefficient of the marks awarded. So the formula for the rank correlation coefficient is 1 minus 6 sigma difference square over n square minus 1. In that case, n, we know how many are they. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 candidates. So n is 10 in this case. D square is the one which will challenge us, rest everything is okay. How to find D? First, we should give ranks. Examiner 1 gives ranks to these 10 candidates. So we'll look for the one which is rank 1, and 90 is the rank 1. I will write ranks here in the corner, 1. After that, 88 seems to be the second one. Yeah, and this is how I will complete the whole table now. Okay, so I have given the ranks to them. Now they're saying we have to find the R for examiners 1 and 2, and that's what we will find here, the difference in the ranks of examiner 1 and 2. That difference can be negative, but this square will make it positive again, so it doesn't matter. I will just focus on examiner 1 and 2 right now. So 1 minus 2 is minus 1, 1, 4 minus 4 is 0, and so on. I will do it. So I got the rank differences of all three parts they have asked. I have all written here. Now I will write sigma d square for all these lines. So sigma d square here will be 1 square will be 1. So 1 plus 1, 2, 3 plus 9. Negative 3 will be 9. So 3 plus 9, 12 plus 4, 16, 17, 18 in this case. Sigma d square in this case will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here 1, 2 plus 4, 6 plus 4, 10. We can clearly see that here it is the least. This seems to be the answer, but let's calculate the R from all three of them. So let me write the first one first. Examiner 1 and 2. What is R for them? R is equal to 1 minus 6, and d square is 18 divided by 10, and 10 square, 100 minus 1, 99. So let's see what it gives me. By the time I use my calculator and find this, I request you that if you liked this video, please click on that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll prepare many more videos like this for you in future too. So I got here 0.8909, let's say 891. If others are also close by, then I will see other digits. So this is the rank of examiner 1 and 2. Let's talk about the R of examiner 1 and 2 again. This is 1. So R equal to 1 minus, this time it will be 6 times 6 over 990. 10 times 99 is 990, which is 0.964. And finally, that one was 1 and 3. Now, finally, we'll find R for 2 and 3, these two examiners. So 1 minus 6 times 10 over 990. So I can cancel this 10 with this. So 6 over 99. 1 minus 6 over 99. And this comes out to be 0.939. So we can see clear difference between them, that this relationship, as we saw, that d square was least here, that means the rank difference is the least, and that means they are the closest to each other. And B part says use your results in A to determine which examiners agree the most. So our answer is the examiner 1 and 3. Examiners 1 and 3 agree the most.
This is the solution video of question 14 of Elective Math Wassce 2020. The first part says illustrate this information in diagram. What is the information? Is this. So there are two ends of a string X and Y, which is 27 meter long. But the horizontal distance between them is 20 meters. That means 27 meters is hanging like this. And one end is 12 meters from X. So that means this will be 15 meters because total is 27. And the mass is hanging here, its mass is 7.5 kg. Yeah. Now, we have drawn the system. Anything else we need? That's it. B part says calculate correct with two decimal places angle YXP and XYP. So YXP, this is P, okay? So YXP will be this one. And cosine rule is the best way to find this angle. Let's do it. Cosine rule says I will interpret according to these letters we have written here. It will be on this angle. So we will write this as X, this as P, and this as Y. Let's write this thing. Now this X squared equal to P squared plus Y squared minus 2Py cos X. This angle and this side must match. Make this happen. Let me substitute the numbers now. 15 squared equal to 20 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 20 times 12 cos X. So 225 equal to 400 plus 144 minus 40 times 12, 480 cos X. Okay? Okay. This is 544. It comes to the left side. 225 minus 544 equal to minus 480 cos X. Now we need to find the difference between these two will be minus 319 equal to minus 480 cos x. So cos x equal to minus 319 over minus 480. So x equal to cos inverse 319 over 480, and that will be equal to 48.35 degrees. Now they are asking another angle which is XYP. XYP is this one. Okay. Now since we know this angle, we can use sine theta. So let's use sine to find y. So sine y over y will be equal to, now which angle we know, sine x, right? Sine x over x, that's angle. So sine y over y is 12 equal to sine 48.35 over x, which is 15. So sine y equal to 12 sine 48.35 degrees over 15, and that's which will be sine y equal to 0.5977, and y will be sine inverse 0.977, and that will be 36.7 degrees. Let's see what else they are asking. So these are the only two angles they are asking. Find C bar, find correct to the nearest hundredth the magnitude of the tension in the strings. So I have to put it in the screen and I will draw this again somewhere else. Alright. So I'll redraw this with angles only, and now the mass also changed to 75 Newton because they said G is 10 meters per second square, and we know the weight is mg. Alright. So now, since this system is in equilibrium, nothing is moving, and there are three forces. Let's call this tension 2, let's call this tension 1, and we have 75 Newton number. Three forces which are in equilibrium, and such a situation we use Lami's theorem, which is the best. Please keep in mind, only two conditions are needed for this. Three forces only, not four, not two, and they must be in equilibrium, which is here. So now, it will be force 1 divided by the sine of the angle opposite to that force. That is Lami's theorem. Just like sine rule we used a few moments ago. F2 will be sine theta 2 equal to F3 sine theta 3. So let's assume that T1 is F1, T2 is F2, and 75 newtons is F3. And what we need? The angles. So let's find angles. So the opposite angles to 75 newtons, which is that is the only force we know. So let's make it vertical here. We know this is 48.35. We know this is 90. So remaining of one, the triangle will be here, and that will be 41.65. 41.65. Now this one. We know this is also 90. This is 36.7. So remaining will be how much? 53.3 degrees. Right? And now we know the total angle, this one will be 41.65 plus 53.3, which will be 94.95. Okay? So F3 is 75 newtons, and the angle is sine 94.95. Now we want F2 plus. Let's use this one. Okay. So T2 is F2 divided by sine, and now the angle. This is T2. The angle will be this one. Correct? We know this is 41.65. So what will we do? We will subtract this from 180 and we will get the angle opposite to T. So 180 minus 41.65 will be 138.35. So which will be T2 equal to 75 times sine 138.35 divided by sine 94.95. And if I use my calculator, it gives me 50.0299. So because the nearest 100th, right? Nearest 100th. So this is tension 2. Let's write tension 1 and we will use the same process for that. T1 over sine something equal to 75 over sine 92.95. And now we'll find this angle. Again, like same process. And this is the angle with opposite T1, which will be 180 minus 53.3. So it will be 126.7. 126.7. And now we will calculate this. Newtons. That's the answer.